friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Tuesday. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's how we're starting it back again. We haven't oh boyed in a minute. At least not for the start of the show, but we got a ton of stuff going on and not that much time to do it because yo girl is booked and busy. Just working. After this, I'm going to reunite with my friend DJ Woldridge over on OSA, Only Stupid Answers, for our Patreon exclusive. And then we're doing a YouTube video and all of these things, which is awesome. I'm so happy to be working with him again, so don't forget to check that out. And between those two things, I have a secret thing going on. Super secret. Actually, no, I just have to do a trade-off with a friend because she is bringing me an N95 mask so that I can travel back east to go see my family for a few days. As you guys know that I'm doing that, but that's not why you're here at the show today. You're not here to listen to me talk about my N95 mask adventures. What you're here to listen to me talk about is all the things that we're talking about today, like Chadwick Boseman not being the digital Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther 2. There was talks about if the studio was going to do that, and they shut that down real ass quick. So that Justice League, there was this bomb ass trailer cyborg moment that was put out by Zack Snyder that I really wanted to break down, which is fucking dope. And then also wanted to shit on people who are, I don't really want to shit on people, but just wanted to laugh at the headlines that are like 4 new minutes for $70 million. It's so not what the story is. And people are so ridiculous sometimes. Lindsey Graham just being in all of his Grim Reaper Lindsey Graham glory, and I know that he's not the Grim Reaper. I know that's Mitch McConnell, but Lindsey Graham is the Grim Reaper for all intents and purposes. This conversation today, doing some very ass shady illegal shit, so we will be breaking that down. And then Dolly Parton being the amazing person that she is, and why we love Dolly Parton. There's so many reasons, but one of the reasons that we love Dolly Parton is because she donated $1 million to a COVID vaccine research. And that vaccine research ended up being the one that has the 95% efficacy. So that is really freaking amazing. So we will break all that down and more, plus questions, comments, concerns, and all that stuff in the Streamlabs, in the super chat, whatever you guys have to say. But before we get into any of that, because I've been doing it later on in the show, not for any reason other than I've just been excited to jump in, I want to do this early at top. Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor for killing Breonna Taylor, all 3 of them. We're going to keep saying it on this show because, yes, I say this a lot, but it's important. There's a lot of important things on the planet, guys, but this is really one of them. Okay, before we talk about some of this entertainment news and political news, let's get into Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. We got some stuff coming in already. This is a long one coming in from LD. LD sent this in at 6 this morning, so let's see what LD has to say. This is a string of like 7 different messages. Okay, LD. LD says, I had to be measured so they could custom make. Oh, no, sorry, I jumped in the middle of it. Okay, the start is, hey, coach, my audition went really well, and they seem to like me. I should be finding something out in the next few weeks. The project shoots in March with everyone arriving in February. It looks pretty neat as the costumes are pretty elaborate. I had to be measured so they could custom make my dresses, which is pretty cool. I'm about to get on the plane and fly back home where I'll do some theater and with a troupe over the next few months. We're doing Romeo and Juliet, and sorry, Texas teacher, I am Juliet. I wanted to give you a few updates. First, over the past few days, I got to try a new thing. First, I watched a few episodes of the Schmodown thing, and I'm not sure I understand what's going on. Are you playing a part? Because you seem really rude talking to Shannon and Gucci. Also, why doesn't your player wear a shirt? I'm not sure about it. If it's all an act, I think I like it. I don't know very many of the answers, but the 2 boys I've been staying with knew a lot of them. Oh, that's cool. Yes, it is all, it's all a theatrical performance, which is awesome. It's like, we liken it to wrestling, WWE. We're all, putting on for the peeps. He doesn't wear a shirt because he's fucking amazing. I love him. Second, I tried mushrooms for the first time. I have to say I was a big fan of that. That's amazing. The boys I am staying with offered it to me after we watched Midsummer. They arranged for me to have a nice, safe trip. I don't think it is something that I could or should do a lot, but I can see why people enjoy doing things like that. Then finally I got an orgasm. Oh my God. The boys were watching your show and came into the living room and told me that if I wanted to get off here, then I was more than welcome to do so. They lit some candles, and the buy one helped me by showing me a few places to touch. I played with myself for a long time, listening to the music, just focusing on myself. And then it was like an explosion. I've never felt anything like it, but damn, oh my God, LD. I was a big fan of that. I can't wait to get back to my apartment because I have some things to figure out. Totally. I found out that I really like to play with my nipples while masturbating. That's a real thing that a lot of women really like. And now I'm just finding myself just pulling on my nipples when I can because it feels so good. Sorry for the length of this, but I wanted to let you know that my adventures in Georgia are over. Any thoughts on my new adventures? So excited for LD here. So excited for LD. Multiple things to say about this. Your first orgasm is just like so fucking awesome, but they even get better. So like, just wait for it, explore yourself, figure it out. It's awesome that you're into the schmodown, as long as it's a performance, which it is. I am a heel character, which means that I'm like an asshole in it. I can't talk too much about it because I'm not supposed to give too much of the behind the scenes, but also Shannon's a dick, so it's fine that I shit on her. And she's a dick back to me. The Snyder references, you guys are laughing. Yeah, it's awesome. Love these adventures. Yes, mushrooms you shouldn't do all the time, but it's great that you are somebody who can trip and can control themselves and have a good time. It's great that you're in a safe environment. All these things are fucking awesome. Matt Link says it's a lot to take in while being at work. Totally, Matt. I feel that. Get back to work, but also stay here. All right. Thank you to LD for sharing all of those things in the super chat. Spidey Sensei says, hey, Roxy, love the hair and the hoops. Thanks. If anyone's interested, that new Mutants X-Men movie just dropped on demand on Amazon Prime today. Yeah, I am kind of interested, actually. I think I'm going to watch it at some point because I didn't go see it in theaters, which is so unlike me, but COVID. Morse Code Z in here says, did you see the outfit John Oliver wore to Danbury for the dedication of their sewage plant in his name? No, I didn't see it, but I feel like I could look that up. John Oliver, I'm also typing John Stewart, Danbury. News. Let's see. Has a sewage plant named after him. He just like is wearing a bag, like a plastic bag almost, like a hazmat suit. That's awesome. That's kind of what I want to wear on the plane, but everybody's telling me that's overkill, so I'm not going to do that. But like in my soul, that is what I'm doing. In my soul. Not that there's anything wrong with the overkill. Better safe than sorry. With these COVID numbers skyrocketing, let's just talk a little bit about COVID for a second, because Dolly Parton gave $1 million, which, by the way, I know thinking about her, $1 million doesn't seem like a lot of money, but $1 million is a lot of money for fucking anybody. And she gave $1 million to vaccine research, and the one that she gave it to is 95% effective now, which is freaking amazing. This is going to be something that changes the trajectory of the world. I mean, we are in a fucked situation right now. COVID is rising. There's so many articles that have been coming out left and right, like how millennials are growing resentful because they feel like they're getting their youth taken from them, and that their life trajectory is not on track now. And then there's articles about how people aren't just getting this at major parties anymore. People are getting this doing mundane activities like going to the grocery store, or a small group of people, or going into work. Like, this thing is fucking spreading, and as it gets colder, we got long months ahead of us. But it's really exciting to think about the future and to think about a time in which we are vaccinated and we can go back to fucking normal. Remember that there is life after this, and that life is going to look good and positive and have sunshine and rainbows and the things that we want it to. And there will be bad days too, but it won't be because you have to wear a mask to go outside to see your grandparents. I keep reminding myself, we're not fucking always going to be here. We're not always going to be here. And it's not always going to look like this. And that's so, so important to keep in mind, but to stay safe in the meantime. Anyway, so Dolly Parton, just shout out to her. That $1 million apparently really helped, and we are all grateful for you for a plethora of reasons. But doesn't Dolly Parton just seem like the least judgmental bitch in the game? Like, she's just like, live your fucking lives, people. Live your lives. Here's some great tunes. This is who I am. Enjoy yourself. And I'm going to do whatever I can to keep people safe. Dolly FTW for the win. Yes, yes, yes. All raise your hand. Send bunnies if you're here for Dolly. Send motherfucking bunnies if you are here for my girl Dolly. Not that she's actually my girl, but it feels like she's my girl in my soul. Girl. Have you guys heard me do that yet? That's what I want to do every time I say we're all girls. But Doreen had never heard of that before. We used to do that growing up all the time. Anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking. Streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Super chat right here in the chat as well. And also leave a comment after the fact. Leave a 5-star wherever you are. A thumbs up. Speaking of that 5-star thing, let's see. Have any of you guys been listening to us on Apple Podcasts? Do you give a flying fuck about me? It's time to find out. I have told you guys that I am on Apple Podcasts. It just started. I'm also on Spotify and all those things, but apparently you can't leave reviews on any of the other places other than Apple Podcasts. I don't really know why that is the case. I feel like podcasts should up their game, but that is the way. We have 0 reviews so far. Not one of you went and left me a review. Of the 1,000 of you guys who listened to the show yesterday or watched the show yesterday, more than that. Not one of you. Do you guys even care? Do you even care about me? Matthew and Rob said I left one. I don't know about that. It says just right on here, 0 reviews. Maybe it just takes a minute. Matthew Gold says I did. Glenn Cedar says I did. Rob Fishbeck said I left one. Tim Miller says I left one. Is it fucking with me? Must not have posted yet. John says, "LO Rocks, I like seeing your faces." I know. I'm a very animated person. All right, well, I'll check in tomorrow then, and then I'll keep you guys posted. I'll read all of those out loud. So get them in now, because apparently they take several days to post or something like that. Yeah. All right. Moving forward to some of the things going on in the entertainment world. Oh, Keon says he left a review too. What? So strange. Travis said, I didn't, but I will. Mark Jason Ali says he did. Matt says he did. You guys really did? All right. Well, I think that you guys are all telling the truth. I'll have to wait and see. Let's talk about entertainment stuff. Chadwick Boseman, guys. Chadwick Boseman obviously is a legend who we are not going to forget ever, especially not anytime soon. We love Chadwick. We were devastated by the loss of Chadwick. And I say we because I know it's not just me. I know it's all of you guys too. And it's incredibly, incredibly upsetting. And it was a huge loss to this year on top of so many other losses. That being said, he was a part of a massive franchise, the MCU, that is moving forward and had all plans to do a Black Panther 2. Now, Chadwick Boseman was one of the people who was the future of this franchise, and he's no longer here. And so Marvel's having to make, and Disney's having to make adjustments. Now, one of the possibilities that was on the table, because, earlier last year was announced they're doing a whole CGI James Dean movie. We saw Carrie Fisher was partially CGI'd into Star Wars. Were they going to do Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther in Black Panther 2, but just digitally? Today, we found out that's a hard no. They absolutely are not doing it. And I have to say, I think this is a really smart decision. I'm curious what you guys think on this one. But for me, even though I'm obsessed with digital recreations of human beings, I remember back in the day, there was that commercial. And by back in the day, I mean, a few years ago, I think it was during the Super Bowl. Who was it? Audrey Hepburn, who was sweeping. And it was a recreation of her doing that. I want to be digitally recreated for years and years to come. Like, I want to be like the Siri or the of the world, in which like one day it's me in every single movie. It's just fucking Roxy everywhere after I'm gone. I want to be all the fuck over the place all the time. But this seems like just icky. This would have been too soon, too much. Also, they would have had to continue doing it for so long unless they like killed him off in the movie or something, because this isn't the last time we're supposed to see Black Panther. So what are you guys wanting? Are you guys wanting Shuri or somebody else to take over the mantle that we already have seen in the films? Are you guys wanting to completely just recast Black Panther and not address what actually happened and just have him be a different actor, like a la the Hulk? Or are you guys wanting them to not do a Black Panther movie? Or do you wish that they were CGIing Chadwick Boseman into the films? Would love to hear your thoughts and what it is that you really wanted to see from this. Daryl says, I want Shuri to take over. I'm in that same camp, Daryl. I think that is the best thing to do. Jay says recast. Okay, so Jay and others, if you guys want to recast, who are you thinking should be T'Challa? Like, who should take on the Black Panther mantle? If they just straight up recast it, who do they go with? Is it an unknown? Is it a known? What do you do? Murderana says recast. T'Challa must live. Legoland, I got you, Lego, says Shuri should be Black Panther. Hard no on CGI. Matthew Gold says bring back Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. Wouldn't it be interesting if it was just Michael Jordan? That would be kind of wild. Shuri takes over, says Mark. Shuri becomes Black Panther in the comics. Let it happen, then do it in Black Panther 3, says Joseph Ashley. Recast unknown actor, says Jermaine. Oh no, guys, it's coming. It's coming. Whoa. I made the camera go fuzzy. That sneeze was just like a massive one. You know, when you can feel it, like it's almost like comes up from your toes all through your body. Whoa. I couldn't even help it. I didn't mean to sneeze in the mic. Usually I mute it, but it just was like very overwhelming feeling. Then I'm getting all like my facial expression watching me sneeze. That was very funny to see. Anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's go over to the Streamlabs for a second. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. All right, changing topics for a second here. Leonard Kim says, hey, Roxy, so what's your stance on Soulmates? The hair is on fleek, and that's a cute necklace you have on. I wear this like every day, Leonard. I wear both these. Thanks for the hair compliment. And Soulmates, the reason Leonard's asking me about this is that I did post a thing on my Twitter. It was a poll. I like doing these sometimes as I have thoughts about whether or not people believe in soulmates. And I like to give black and white answers in the sense that I don't say things like maybe, possibly. It's yes or no. Those were the only two options for my poll. Do you believe in soulmates? Yes or no? And a lot of people, oh my God, Twitter fucking changed today. And I'm like having such a hard time getting to my own page. It's so frustrating. How do you even get there? All right, I found it. God, this new Twitter thing. And why are they doing this? Why are they doing this Snapchat-y thing at the top? I don't understand Twitter. What was this fucking move? But anyway, I said, do you believe in soulmates? Yes or no? And 51% of the people said yes, and 49% of the people said no, with over 2,000 votes in right now and 8 hours left to vote. It's kind of interesting to see that. This is one of the closest polls I've done so far, and people feel very passionately about this. I do believe in soulmates. I absolutely do. Number one, you guys know I'm a hopeless romantic. Number two, I think that if we could all help it, then we would. But when your soul's attached to somebody, then your soul's attached to that person, for better or worse. And I don't think that soulmates is just in reference to romantic partners. I definitely believe in friends or mentors being your soulmates, that your souls were supposed to connect and meet. And I don't believe in God, or I'm not a religious person, but I do believe that our souls can be like partial souls. And with a soulmate, they become full souls together. And yeah, I definitely believe in soulmates. And I know that if they didn't exist, that we wouldn't make some of the decisions we make. Because even rational people do things for their soulmates, friends, significant other, or otherwise, or feel things that they could never feel if it wasn't for the fact that your soul was legitimately attached and a part of somebody else's. So yeah, I wholeheartedly believe in soulmates. And that doesn't mean I just believe in one. I don't think everybody has one soulmate. I believe you could have multiple soulmates, and multiple of them could be lovers, multiple of them could be friends. There's different kinds of soulmates, but I do believe in soulmates wholeheartedly. And so that answers that question. Oh my God, guys, big day on the show again today. My friend Ryan Nelson in the house. Guys, Ryan has now started at SEN. He has taken the RB3 position as RB3 has moved on to a producer gig, which I'm so fucking excited for him for. You guys know RB3 as well, friend of this show, been on this show multiple times, also does stuff for the World Girls for us. So we're excited for him, but really excited to have Ryan on the SEN show. He did a great job today. And yeah, it's a joy to have him there. Everybody welcomed him with open arms, except for a couple of people who were silly as fuck. And everybody's saying hi to Ryan in here right now, which is great. Maybe Ryan will join us on this show at some point, only if he loves us, though. Otherwise, it just will be what it is. All right, let's move forward and talk a little bit about Justice League. I saw this actually while we were doing SEN, but we didn't talk about it much on the show today. Like I said on that show, though, talking about Snyder Cut gives me extreme agita. I hosted a show, DC Movie News, for 6 years. A lot of you guys have been asking when that's coming back, by the way. I'm not exactly sure about the timeline of that, but I know that Johnny and Adam and Mike and Ryan and I, we all talk and we're very aware that people want the show to come back and we would love to be able to do something in the future. But I get extreme anxiety talking about the Snyder Cut because I received so much fucking hate from people for saying that I didn't believe it existed 3 years ago or whenever fucking initially this all started. So, sometimes you don't think that something will ever be seen and then it is. That's life. Like sometimes you don't believe that and then you're shown that it is happening because that's what it means to be on air every single day for the last 10 years. Sometimes I predict things that are incorrect. Like that's just how it happens. But whatever. Anyway, so I get nervous talking about it because people always come out of the woodworks and shit on me and hate on me and whatever it is. But for the last year and a half, I've been completely on board with the Snyder Cut because I saw how badly the fans fucking wanted it. They were just so obsessed with the Snyder Cut that I was like, if this is going to happen, we might as well make it great. So there was this report that came out about it being $70 million going to 4 minutes of footage. And it's just 4 new minutes of footage, which is obviously not what's happening. They're filming 4 additional minutes, or they film more minutes than that. But we're going to see 4 additional things that were just filmed. But the money's really going to all the CGI and stuff. We talked about that on SEM. But what we didn't talk about was during the show, or this morning prior to the show, Zack Snyder released this trailer. It still has the same song, vibe, black and white, everybody doing their thing, but he hashtags it Us United. Like you guys remember Unite the Seven. And there was a lot of talk about Cyborg in here. My friend Brandon Davis, BD, says it's Cyborg redirecting and using all those missiles for me. And a lot of people were saying that it's just all about Cyborg. Now, we've heard for a long time from Zack Snyder that Cyborg is the heart and film of his Justice League movie. So it's time to see what the fuck that means and why Ray Fisher. We know that Ray Fisher feels incredibly wronged by Warner Brothers and that he has talked about the racism that he experienced being on the set and things from Jeff Johns and John Berg and Joss Whedon and all of the people that he has named. But we don't know what was initially promised him, what it initially looked like it was going to be, and what the Snyder Cut with Ray Fisher really will be. So this could be huge for Ray Fisher. This could be huge for Snyder. And I can't wait to see this at this point. I can't wait to see those 4 additional minutes. I can't wait to see the other stuff that was left on the cutting room floor that had already been filmed. I can't wait to see the CGI of all of this. A lot of people talking about Steppenwolf. Yes. And did I say yes already? Because this is something that we're actually going to be able to see during this time of quarantine. And we're going to be able to see it from the comfort of our own couches. And it's not going to get pushed back and it's not going to get delayed. And it's going to be 4 hours long. And that's 4 hours of content that I'm going to just be fucking dialed in for. This was, by the way, Snyder releasing a new shiny look at Steppenwolf from his cut. Wonder if you guys are going to be able to see this. I could pull it up on here if you can't. But usually if I hold it close enough. Come on, baby. That looks dope, right? I want that action figure in my apartment. And by apartment, I mean garage. That's where I live. Because LA is expensive, Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about with Snyder Cut. How are you guys feeling about it? How are you feeling about the footage? How are you feeling about the release of this? How are you feeling about the 4 additional minutes? How are you feeling about the fact that people butchered these headlines and clearly still are not understanding the entire Snyder Cut thing? Let me know. Apollo 3 JP in the Streamlabs. Oh, guys, he's pulling up. Pull up. Apollo 3 JP says, Soulmates can exist, but you can have multiple. Paul, is that your way of saying that you believe you have multiple soulmates in the world, girls? Let us know, Apollo. And I agree that soulmates exist, and I agree that you can have multiple, but I don't know that we're saying the same thing. Although maybe you're just still on the Steph game, which I get. That Steph train all aboard. Whoop, whoop. Wait, that made it sound like no, I don't mean it in any way like that. Come on, Rox. Speak better. Speak better. All right, moving forward. Oh, I did the slurp, guys. Gotta love that sound, right? Just gotta love it. Let's talk a little politics. It's been a minute on the show since we talked politics. And by a minute, I literally mean a few minutes. We haven't talked politics maybe in 2 days on the show. That's the longest we've gone in a very long time. What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? Everybody say it with me now. What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? 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 Say what the fuck, Lindsey Graham? What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? Yo, this homeboy is whack. Like, I'm just not understanding when you lose and then you just want to cheat. You lose, so you want to cheat. And everybody who loses wants to win. But you lost and you're wanting to cheat, but you're the person we're supposed to be trusting, and you're not even doing it really in secret. Like, what he's doing is so fucked up and crazy. Weston says I don't use profanity though. So what the frick, Lindsey Graham? What the frick, Lindsey Graham? See, it just doesn't have that same gravitas to it. You gotta say what the fuck when it's Lindsey Graham. You don't have to say it, but I'll say it for us. Everything he's doing is like, what the fuck? So what's going on in Georgia right now is crazy. The Secretary of State there said that Lindsey Graham and other Republicans are pressing him to exclude ballots in the state's recount. This is coming from the Washington Post and CNN, and honestly, all over the place. This is an interview that originally was with the Washington Post. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said that people on my side of the aisle had sent threatening messages saying he better not botch the state's recount of presidential ballots. During an appearance on CNN, The Situation Room, Raffensperger also said that Senator Lindsey Graham pressured him to find ways to toss legal ballots. Graham called the allegations ridiculous, adding, "What I'm trying to find out was, how do you verify signatures on mail-in ballots in these states that are just the center of attention?" What do you mean, how do you verify the signatures? Just those states? The fuck are you talking about, Lindsey Graham? And poor Raffensperger, who says that he's receiving threats, death threats, his wife to her phone as well, and that they're being pressured into lying about certain ballots and throwing them out. And in some states, remember when Trump was like, stop counting the ballots, and now it's all about count all the ballots, and now it's all about count the ballots in this place and stop counting the ballots in this place and recount the ballots in this place. What? So fucked up. Raffensperger said also, it's just an implication that look hard and see how many ballots you can throw out. That's what he's feeling they're saying to him. That's what he's saying they're implying. Then the other thing that was happening is, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's been massive gatherings in support of Trump, in Washington, D.C., and just all over the place, but mostly in D.C. And these gatherings are of people. I hate to make generalizations, but they're not fucking wearing masks. None of them. They're all wearing these MAGA hats. It's like, you can wear something on your head, but you can't wear something on your fucking face. And the COVID epidemic is spreading and going up. And what you guys are fighting for is a lie. What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? And to the Republicans that are good people, don't let this happen. You can't because you lost, just want people to, like, what? You lost, so now it's time to cheat because it's for you? What? The fuck? What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? Say what? Incredibly frustrating. Real Talk with CeeLo says Trump says he's in 2024 he's running as a Democrat. What a joke. I didn't even see that. How is that possible? Apollo 3 JP in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy says very much still on the Steph train. Laugh my ass off. I sent a bunch of messages via Streamlabs. I'm really going to need you to now ready the last couple on air. Laugh my ass off. What did he say? I'm very confused by that, Apollo. Love that Steph train, though. I dig that. Rob says, this new song is stuck in my head now, and I'm here for it. Yeah, we should all just go around. What the fuck, Lindsey Graham? What the fuck will Lindsey Graham say? What? That's how I'm living my life right now. Like, how is that okay? When, because you lost in the state, just be like, you should find ways to throw out ballots. This is why nobody trusts politicians on both sides. Everybody does shady ass shit. Shady ass shit. All of them. This is why Trump was elected in the first place, because people were so fucking sick of politicians that they were like, instead of a politician, let's just put anybody else in office. Reality star, no fucking worries. Turns out he was the biggest liar of them all. But that's what society is like driven to, because these people fucking lie. And it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. All right. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, etc. in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, or right here in the super chat, as we are going to get out of here in the next 10 minutes, maybe even 5, depending on what's happening. Dodger Ryan 124 says, hi, Roxy. Move here to Las Vegas, much cheaper. Is it? If you say so. I do like Las Vegas a lot. I do know that it's like cheaper outside of the strip, that people can get houses and stuff. Oh my God, ready? I muted it for that one. I sneezed. But that one was a much cuter sneeze. The sound of it when it had choo. Not that you guys believe me. It's fine. Keon Burgeon says, definitely on the Team Roxy train, 1,000,000%. And also the podcast reviews need to post tomorrow or we riot. Yeah, but what does us rioting look like? Like, we just get upset. And just like, fuck this. Give me podcaster, give me death. Wear that on my mask. Give me podcaster, give me death. That's a fucking funny mask. You think I could sell a lot of those? Who knows? In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Glenn Caesar says, hello, Roxy. Love you. Happy Tuesday. As always, thanks for hanging out with us today. Yeah, I believe soulmates exist for sure, more than just one. And that having a soulmate isn't just about being in a romantic relationship. By the way, I'm glad you're going home. Hope you and the rock stars have a joy-filled rest of your day, your week, your month, and your year. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you all, RJ. I hope you, Grammy, and Papo, and all your family are well and can enjoy Thanksgiving however you're all celebrating. And last but not least, stay superific, RJ and Rockstars. This community is the best place to be, especially as the holiday season is pretty much upon, and I'm sure a lot of us are feeling the need for togetherness and being a part of something. #smash cancer. Yeah, I totally feel you on all those. Breaking that down for a second, interesting your thoughts on soulmates. I kind of figured you would feel that way, Glenn. In terms of Grammy and Papo, they are doing well. I'm upset that I'm not going to be with them for Thanksgiving. In terms of my Thanksgiving, I'm actually not having one. I am going back home, but we're not doing a Thanksgiving because my dad won't let all of us in the house at one time, or even my brother in the house at all. So I'm going to be at my brother's for that. And I think just my brother, his wife, my sister, and I might like eat in different corners of the room or something. We haven't quite figured it out yet, but it's so much more important to be safe right now than it is to have a big celebration. It just really is. Everybody's got to stay safe. And yeah, it's important to me that I go up even though it's the holiday time, and I go home because I know that that's the time where most of you guys feel alone, including myself. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to be with you guys. They might be shortened shows. They might be all over the place hours wise, but I will be up. And speaking of which, tomorrow I'm going to be live at our regular time, but on Thursday when I'm flying, I'm going to have to do like a 5-minute wicked early in the morning show because I am flying early, but I also have to drive to my grandparents before I fly to see them before I go. So all the things, all the people. I forgot I do that sometimes. Why do I do that? We don't know. None of us ever know why Roxy does any of the things she does. Also, yes to smash cancer, yes to being a part of something, all of that. Before I do get out of here, I did have one Roxy advice corner that I just wanted to give you guys. So get in your last minute Streamlabs and Super Chats as I do share this with you guys. I think a lot of people right now, this is kind of a random one, but I'm seeing a lot of people, not just right now, actually, in general, say that they're feeling something and they don't know why they're feeling it. Like all of a sudden, I'm so angry, but I don't know, but for no particular reason. Or all of a sudden, I'm so sad, but for no reason. Or all of a sudden, I'm so anxious, but there's not just a reason. I don't know what the reason is. It's just how I'm feeling. I challenge you to acknowledge that there's always a reason and to find out what that is. I'm not saying that people don't feel emotions during random times. And I'm not saying, as somebody's had many panic attacks in my life, I know that sometimes they start because I'm improperly putting on my mascara and all of a sudden I'm in a ball on the floor panicking. But the truth is, that's not really why I'm having a panic attack. It has to do with something else. So I challenge you guys to look at yourself, no matter what you're feeling, and to not say, but not for one reason or not for any reason. This is just how I'm feeling. I'm feeling anxious or sad or mad or whatever, but for no reason. There is a reason. You just might not want to be able to, you might not at this time be able to know what it is or admit out loud what it is. But it's important to look at. And it's kind of like how I was telling you guys the other day, to question why and keep asking yourself why. If you're feeling panicked, why? Okay, so we're in a global pandemic. That's a reason to feel panicked. Why? Well, because that means I don't get to see my friends and family. Why? Because I'm trying to keep them safe during this time because we are in this pandemic. And then hopefully you come to the conclusion that we're not always going to be in this pandemic. And as long as you keep them safe now, you will get to see them in the future and all of those things. Or maybe it has nothing to do with the pandemic. Maybe it's, why am I feeling so depressed? Well, check your intakes. Have you been eating like shit and your body's out of whack because you're consuming so much sugar? Have you been boozing nonstop because we're in a pandemic and it's hard to gauge? Have you not been working out or exercising and you've just been sitting and so you're not getting your endorphins flowing? Have you made a stupid decision and you did something fucked up to somebody you loved? Really think about it. Think about why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and hopefully that will help you no longer feel that because you can take action steps to not feel that. Our hands are somewhat tied during this pandemic, but they're not completely tied, and we still have choices and we still need to make those choices. And in order to make those choices, we really need to check in with why we're feeling what we're feeling. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And let me know if that resonates with you guys. Glenn Caesar in the super chat says, Roxy, Melissa Byrne wants you to know that she's here, even though the YouTube chat isn't opening for her. But yes, RJ, she sends her love to you and us. That's awesome. Thank you, Melissa, honey. I'm happy to have you here always. And thank you for letting Glenn know that. So Zen Glenn could let us people know that today. All right. Getting out of here, guys. Hopefully that advice helped a little bit. I will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. But if you are free today, come check me out on Only Stupid Answers with DJ Woldridge. Love talking with him. We're talking about some really interesting topics today. We are doing some superhero-y stuff, but we really are transitioning into life stuff and entertainment stuff in general and just wild things that are taking place on the planet. So make sure you check that out. And then tomorrow is Wednesday. So World Girl Wednesday, Live the Roxy. You know the fucking deal. Much love, homies. I will see you today on OSA or tomorrow, Live the Roxy. Stay safe, stay sane. Try to figure out why you're feeling the way you're feeling. I guarantee you there is a reason. Keep the toilet seat down. We know about them plumes. Make your bed. That's it. That's the show.